posse. You always pump me up, pump my co-host up, and for all of you watching today's live stream of Real Living in Chicagoland, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to practice my Spanish. Buenos días, feliz jueves a todos. All right, my Spanish teacher, hopefully if she's watching this as a live stream or on demand, she'll give me a high five because I'm learning something, given the money that I'm spending for her to tutor me. So with all of that said, let me bring in mi amigo, Señor Batista, into the conversation. Hello, Rick.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
How was my Spanish? Good enough?
Good enough. I think you're getting your money's worth.
My enunciation rhythm is kind of close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To fit in, you just got to speed it up about 100 miles more a second.
That's so true. You guys speak so fast.
In some dialects, some are a little slower.
Okay. All right.
Even hard for me to follow.
Yeah.
And happy fall. That's our first episode of the fall.
What's that?
This is our first episode of the fall.
It is the first episode of the fall. Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah. I mean, well, I'll be honest with you. With the weather that we are getting right now, here in Chi-Town, here in Chicagoland, come on, Rick, you got to say this with me. It's pretty damn good stuff.
It is nice. And, when I said the fall, I meant the fall weather, not the fall of the
fall weather, correct. I knew what you meant. Yes, yeah. And so as I'm talking to you, you can see I'm wearing a summer Hawaiian shirt. I'm wearing shorts, even though this morning it was a little chilly, but Miss Weather Person is telling us, the high will be 80. So that's why I'm like, hey, I gotta be prepared.
Yeah. Thanks, climate change. enjoying a little bit more warmer days.
Yeah. So to you, feliz jueves.
Feliz jueves.
Yeah. So I know you just came back from a well-deserved vacation, and just yesterday when you and I were catching up with each other, I think we eventually ended our quick text chat with, I said to you, you need a vacay after the vacay, right?
Yes. It can be a brutal comeback sometimes. Yeah.
So, social friends, how many of you agree with that statement? I think many of us probably do. You come back with probably the to-do list that got longer, other emergencies and priorities that probably is now tugging at your shirt sleeve, your coat, your dress. And so, Rick, I can only assume maybe that's what happened to you.
Yeah, I think you always need to have a few days buffer after you return to kind of take a breather before jumping back into things.
Yeah. Well, when you came, let me think about it. So you were in Europe. When you came back, you gained time, right? You didn't lose time.
Yeah. So like we were essentially up for like 24 hours that traveled there.
Okay. So did you feel some jet lag a little bit?
Not much actually. I mean, when we went there, we adjusted pretty quickly. When we came back, maybe a day.
Okay.
I still lethargic for a few days, but you still got to get up and do what you got to do.
All right. So I got to ask the question, because you went to enjoy your vacay, to leave behind the world of real estate for as long as you could. Are you one of those real estate brokers where when you go on vacay, there's a little bit of you that is like, oh, let me kind of sniff around. What is the local real estate market here? Do you do that?
Yeah, pretty much anywhere that we've gone, we tend to go there, whether it's in the States or it was my first time abroad ever. But yeah, it was very interesting. You speak with locals and you ask a few questions and stuff like that. It's always interesting to find out how many similarities and some of the little differences are for each market.
Give us two differences that maybe surprised you.
Spain was very interesting. We were in Valencia, and the rental market there, from having our conversations that we had, seems to be a bit brutal.
Really?
There's a lot of renters, I would say, and people who care about keeping the integrity of their city and their town, that they're not big fans of tourists, because apparently a lot of landlords are buying up condos, some even kind of running schemes where they're taking vacant storefronts and turning them into Airbnbs and stuff.
Oh my God.
And if you rent out even 10 days out of the month or half of the month, you can make 2-3 times more than you would out of a rental to a resident. So that's just jacking up rental prices and stuff.
Do they? So my question is, do they right now not have any local policies that kind of create some restriction around short-term rentals? I mean, you and I both know here in Chicago, sometimes even in the suburbs, there seems to be this trend where there's some policies that create an envelope. Do you not see that in Spain right now?
They're making it more of a priority. I know that they have passed some things recently. And now they're making more of a priority. I remember last year I read an article about here in the States. There's a couple of states that are for the same reasons. I mean, I'm all for people having investments and all that stuff, but I can certainly appreciate the reality that the more short-term rentals that you have, kind of the less integrity of the neighborhood, the character of the neighborhood. Neighborhoods are meant more to have that foundation. I mean, number one, how many neighbors do you actually talk to these days compared to probably when we were growing up and everybody knew you, whose kids was whose and all that stuff. Right. And now, like, I've seen you around, but I don't know where you live and stuff like that. There's just more of that in the neighborhood, and it's nice to have that throughout the neighborhood where you actually know your neighbors. Whether they're friends or just you have that neighborly relationship with them. It's nice to have that foundation.
Yeah. Well, I think I remember seeing this on some mainstream media news clips, some online articles, and that is with a certain segment of people, Americans, who are remote with their business. Maybe they own and run a business. Maybe they are a remote, for example, a high-tech professional. Enough of them seems to be kind of leaving the U.S. for a multitude of reasons, and living abroad, Spain, Europe, and therefore maybe gobbling up some of these real estate properties or doing the short-term rental thing to kind of test the waters, right? Yeah.
Well, that's something, out of our own curiosity. My wife has done a lot more research than I have, but we've been, looking at that. To move to, particularly Spain, they're making it harder and harder because there has been such an influx, not just from America, they call it expats, right? But Americans and people from Europe, or a lot of people are going to Europe or out to Spain. So they're making it a little bit more challenging, so they don't just have everybody flooding the country. But you either need a specific type of visa, you need a certain amount of cash in your bank account. You can't just go and buy, even if you have all the cash in the world, you can't just go and buy property and stuff like that. So it was interesting, the things that we've discovered as we looked into that.
So no different, right? No different than what we experience locally with real estate. I know you and I get this question a lot. We get it either said exactly this way, or it's a permutation of what I'm about to drop. And the question is now a good time, fill in the blank? Is now a good time to sell, to buy, blah, 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 fill in the blank? It sounds like to me the same proverbial question exists abroad as well, right?
It's everywhere. And that's with the powers that be, for certain reasons, to their advantage. I think they do their best to divide us, and they have. But we have so many similarities.
We do.
And in the end, we're different color skin, different beliefs, different education levels, socioeconomic, spectrum and all that stuff. But we're human beings, and we all want something, whether it's a big house, a little house, a house without roaches. We all want a nice, safe place to live.
Yeah, we want good neighbors. We want good friends.
Yeah.
To
food on the table.
Yeah. To be able to socialize with. All right. We digress a little too much, but hey, it's always good for me to hear from others who are doing those long vacays, because I'll be honest with you, it's hard for me right now to do those long vacays. I do kind of the frequent short, long weekends.
Yeah.
And of course, human nature being what it is, you try to jam pack everything into, 72 hours.
Yeah. Gotta even as just mentally, gotta get away while we can.
You have to get away.
Enjoy those moments.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. So, Senor Batista, lead us off with sharing what only you can share. I can't. And that is what is going on with the real estate market as far as what's happening, trends that you see here in greater Chicagoland area.
Well, like you said, that ultimate question, how's the fill in the blank, and or is it now the right time? But the question I often get is, how's the market? And the only answer I can give is, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, good one.
It's a good answer between if you're looking to sell, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to rent, if you're looking for investment property. The market's different for what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But overall, the market across Chicagoland has been fairly stable. Not easy for many or most, but I would say that it's not a clear sellers or buyers market right now. It's kind of an even playing field. It just all depends on the type of property that you have or you're looking to buy, and as always, location plays a huge role.
Gotcha.
Last week across Chicago, we actually saw more homes go under contract. So, as we were talking about earlier, thanks to climate change, that's keeping home buyers out there, deeper into the year before the holidays come.
Right.
But new listings was down, closed sales down, except a little bit higher with attached homes, being, condos and townhomes. Yeah. And I'm positive that has everything to do with housing affordability challenges.
Yeah.
Even market time was down a bit, and I was kind of surprised.
Oh, really?
See that. Yeah. Not by much, but a few days makes a huge impact. But out of all the categories, Bill, guess which ones were higher?
Single family homes.
Well, as far as new sales, closed.
New sales versus existing. I would guess existing homes.
Well, median sales price and closed sales price. Those were up.
Those were keep going up. Oh, yeah. Wow.
So everything else down, and I'm not going to say it's numbers were grotesque in one side or the other, but everything else was down except median sales price and closed sales price. So housing affordability, lack of inventory, that's still keeping home prices increasing for the most part. Just pick a neighborhood in Chicago or in the local burbs, and chances are you're going to be able to sell it more this year than you could last year.
Yeah. Let me share this infographic. Audience members, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let me share it with you. So, Rick, this is from third-party entity homes.com. Let me zoom into it, if I may. Mm-hmm. This is trying to show, the largest metro areas seeing housing supply growth, meaning more homes for sale. Rick, guess where Chicago's at?
I can spot it. It's the only one with the IL at the end.
Yes.
All the way at the bottom.
All the way at the bottom, sir. Yes, absolutely.
And a big difference between Raleigh and Chicago.
Exactly. Some of the cities in this infographic that's way at the top, some of them, I'll be honest with you, kind of surprised me, but the data is the data, right?
Yeah.
And then to that point, I think just like you said, this infographic certainly underscored what you dropped for us, which is median sale price, home sale price is not taking a hit. Are you surprised to see, let me zoom into this for all of us. Are you surprised to see that the cost of homes rising in all of these cities. Chicago showing up on the map is rising at the clip of 6%. Does that sound pretty spot on to you?
Yeah, which is a testament to how tight the inventory is.
Okay.
But hey, let's move to Dallas. We can save 0.21%.
Why do you think that Dallas is on the other side? Is it because it's a bigger state, a lot of land, that kind of thing?
I can only take some guesses, but there's any audience members that might have a little bit more input on that. Tampa's down. What?
Tampa is down. Yes.
2%. Well,
Tampa's down. Miami, right, is showing at least a positive, home appreciation. I guess, Miami has always a draw, regardless of what the market is doing. Don't you agree?
Yeah, because of the location, the weather.
Yeah.
I think Florida market is the Florida market is impacted by how bad the hurricane seasons are.
True that.
Just like a lot of California markets are impacted by the fires.
True. Very true. So with that, audience members, yes, for those of you who may be watching this as a live stream or listening to this on demand, if you happen to live in Texas, you happen to live in or near Dallas, we would love to see your post, your comment as to what you see locally. Sometimes, we as professionals in the business, we have a certain perspective, but it's always good to see it from your perspective as a consumer, whether you are, a potential seller or a potential buyer. So let me now shift the conversation, Rick, to a game that I want to play with you today.
Yeah.
And the game I want to play with you, and the reason why is because you have been in real estate long enough. You've seen transactions from both repping buyers, repping sellers, and you certainly have had enough conversations with lenders, mortgage professionals like myself. So my question to you is, what do you know about this thing called 𝘾𝙝𝙖?
Have anything to do with rock climbing, or?
No, it has nothing to do with rock climbing.
Okay.
All right.
I have no idea.
No idea. So I'm gonna give you a sneak peek into my world, our world, to give you just a short layman's explanation of what is 𝘾𝙝𝙖. 𝘾𝙝𝙖 is a database that all lenders will hit. They will hit that database when John Doe, Jane Smith, Tommy Jones is applying for financing. Okay. And the reason why is because if that individual shows up in the 𝘾𝙝𝙖 database, it's kind of a red flag. It usually may mean there's an outstanding government-sponsored or government-insured loan. It could be a SBA, Small Business Administration loan, that was not paid.
Yeah.
And that's why can be a red flag. So why am I bringing this up to you? Because sometimes you as a real estate broker representing buyer or representing seller, or you're the managing broker coaching your brokers involved in the transaction, when and if you might feel that John Doe, Jane Smith, Tommy Jones going through the lending process, especially trying to source an FHA, VA, or USDA loan. All three of those are government insured mortgage loans.
Yeah.
If there's some speed bumps in the process, why might you feel that? Because all of a sudden you might get the sense of like, hey, things are dragging out a little too long. The lender's not responding back to me. You got to ask the question, right? have they been cleared through cavers? That is my secret to you.
Okay. Which I would imagine, you mentioned the small business SBA loans during the pandemic. And there were a lot of checks that went out.
A lot of checks that went out. A lot of PPP loans.
Yeah.
And by the way, SBA loans typically are going to be utilized and benefit like small business owners. So all that I'm saying is it's a red flag. Sometimes it's a minor speed bump. Sometimes for others, it is a big stop sign. So just be fully aware. Okay. All right. Let's now shift our conversation, our live stream today to this question I want to ask you so that all of our audience can benefit hearing about it from you. And I'll add to it as well. I'll play off of you.
Okay.
In your opinion, Rick, what are some speed bumps that can delay or prevent a consumer from getting that clear to close to fund a real estate purchase transaction? What's your opinion to
that? Based on my own experience throughout the many transactions I've had, it could be something that the buyer did. I remember a situation where I had a buyer that they had just opened like 2 weeks before closing. They opened up a Best Buy card.
Yeah.
A $300 limit.
Right.
And they put like $220 on there.
Right.
And the lender said, "Oh, no, you got it," because for them it made that much of a difference in their debt to income ratio, so they had to pay that off and make sure that they had the receipt and they clear the bank because we couldn't, get the restatement in time for closing. So, and then obviously the big ones, if somebody decides to go and buy all the furniture that they're going to have for their new house,
I know,
or a new car because their car died and they just needed a new car. But sometimes we've had situations where we're still waiting for the seller to take care of something.
True.
On the house too, that was agreed to during the attorney review or inspection.
True.
Based on the inspection report. And sometimes we have had lender issues where the lender can't provide the loan that they pre-approved the buyer for.
Yeah. And they have to pivot and then go in a different direction.
Yes, and that's why it's very important to work with the right lender, because if you have, I call them the cookie cutter lenders, where they just have very limited programs and all you qualify is for one and they only have two other options to go to, then that can create a world of trouble. And in one case, I remember in particular, the buyer, I was representing the seller, the buyer couldn't get the loan as agreed to the terms on the contract.
Okay.
And just a week before closing, they said, "We can't get this loan." And guess what happened? Not the seller's fault, but it's not the buyer's fault either, because in good faith, they were trying to get that loan.
Yes.
They could try and go to another lender and get that loan and just to get approved or under the terms of the contract. But if in this situation, they got their earnest money back. A lot of sellers get upset because of, "Hey, it's not my fault, and why can't I get earnest money back?" Well, the buyer did in good faith try to get that loan, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not giving legal advice, but that was a situation that I came across. And so, just because you pass attorney review doesn't mean the earnest money is always going to go back to the seller.
I love how you said that. It's so true. Just because, let's break it down this way. Just because you have an executed offer on a real estate property doesn't mean you can yet celebrate.
No, as a realtor, I do not celebrate until the keys are handed over, and I don't get that call like, "Hey, the buyer showed up at the house and it's not there anymore."
Right. So,
but yeah, it is. There are so many things that could go awry from day one to closing day, and it's hard to. It's good to celebrate the little wins. Yeah. But it ain't over till it's over.
Exactly.
And we just need to keep that. We need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, and I think you and I, as service providers in the business of real estate, where you've heard me drop this and say this to you, real estate is a team sport. You've got to make sure you have the right team of professional service providers cradling you, all of you watching, whether you are selling or buying. You need that right team of professionals to cradle you during that journey. For some of you, that journey is fast, short, sweet. For some of you others, sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Now, can I tell you why? For others, it might take a little longer.
Please.
This is my adding to this topic of what are some speed bumps that delay someone getting that clear to close nod. So people, listen in. You bring complexity, it's going to affect your outcome.
Yeah.
Next one, you bring drama, it's going to affect the outcome, right? So keep that in mind. That's why sometimes I get the question from clients. They kind of say it like this: well, my friend closed in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we're like in our 3rd week. And I'm like, well, my only way to answer that is I don't know enough about your friend, but can we assume maybe your friend had less complexity? We didn't have to source large deposits. We didn't have to figure out you bought furniture just yesterday, and we have to now pinpoint whether you charged it on a Home Depot 0% interest credit card account, but it's only 0% for 12 months. But at the end of the day, you're still hit with a monthly debt payment. That now we got to roll in and factor as to whether your DTI, your debt to income, is still rock solid. Right? So these are some simple examples, everyone, that Rick and I have shared with you, basically in a way of slow down, talk to us. We can guide you. We do this for a living. We can help you pivot, get back on the right track, or flat out. Sometimes we might just say, Rick might just say no, and I'm the second one saying no, don't do that.
I would like to add to piggyback on what you said, having the right team. Your team is going to be, unless you're a cash buyer, your lender, which that should be between the realtor and the lender. Those are your first points of contact. You either get pre-approved and get connected with a realtor, or realtor connects you with realtor connects you with the lender. But your attorney, your inspector, if you have an inspection. And I can't speak to everybody's intentions, but I have come across attorneys who they just see files rather than people. And let's face it, sometimes these days, in any one of those categories, probably except an inspector, we're just like customer service. We're just constantly responding to text messages, emails, and phone calls and all that stuff. It gets very easy to get drowned out in communication. But there's a lot of attorneys that, I want to say a lot of attorneys, I have come across attorneys who see files rather than people. And then there's attorneys who really do care about their client, and they want to see what's best for them. And if they want to get to the closing table, they're going to find a way to help them get to the closing table. If it's like, hey, you know what, this is a shit show, don't go through with it, advise them. And if they want to go through with it, then you protect them as much as you can. At the end of the day, it's their decision. But inspectors, there's some inspectors who will find, I want inspectors to find everything, but some scare the crap out of buyers.
That's true.
Rather than just saying, you know what, this is an issue, but let's face it, this is not something you have to worry about right now. My point being, you don't always have to go with somebody that your realtor, your lender refers, but we're referring people for a reason. Because we have worked with them. If you're using somebody, even an attorney or an inspector, you're using somebody that you've never worked with before, or they're not coming as a really, really, really good referral from somebody like a family member, loved one, a friend, or whatever. I encourage you that if your lender, your realtor, your attorney is referring somebody, go with them. The chances are we know we've been a team player with them before. We know how they work. And we have faith that they're going to help you get to the closing table, whether you're the seller or the buyer.
And the reason why, audience members, the journey that you will commit to get to your next step, to your outcome, it usually mirrors a life event that you're working through. And so for that reason, building the right team, building your dream team of service providers, it's all about making sure that they understand and they cherish getting you to your outcome because of your life event. So as we wrap up, for those of you who are watching us and you are about to start your journey of making your move to your next chapter, if you feel like, hey, I like what I've heard, Bill and Rick, I don't feel like I have the right team of service providers, all you need to do at this moment is simply scan the QR codes that you see here, starting off with Rick. His QR code is to your right, mine is to your left. Simply scan it. Rick and I will gladly engage you in a personal consultation to learn, to hear, and to give you a roadmap to get you to the outcome that you want. So with all of that being said, Rick, thank you for sharing your time with me as my co-host today and sharing your time with our social audience. Music Posse, let's play us out.